It's now time for Crime in the DMV, where we bring you the latest headlines from the week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sierra Fox. We start with a bizarre and disturbing case out of Prince George's County. A man is charged for allegedly killing his girlfriend and trying to hide her body in a makeshift tomb. The victim was missing days before authorities found her behind drywall. Fox 5's Lily Zhang explains.
Alexis Schuler's mother will never forget the last day she saw her daughter alive, January 10th, and the call she got shortly thereafter from the suspect that she says immediately made her suspicious.
And I said, last time I saw her, she got in your blue truck and left with you. And he said, yeah, but she caught an Uber from my house. And he tried to say that, always put everybody in different circles, say she went with this person, that person, this person.
That was the conflicting information Tawana Schuler says she got from Devontae Gray not long after her daughter was last seen with him. Alexis Schuler was officially reported missing on the 14th. Officers later visited Gray's Capitol Heights home for a welfare check. According to court documents, they noticed a strange smell, but initially assumed it was related to the conditions of the home. They returned days later with a search warrant and noticed a gun, new drywall, along with construction and cleaning supplies. Once removing the drywall, they found the makeshift tomb under the stairs and Alexis's body in a large plastic bin. No one answered the door at the home today, which is a duplex. According to police, the suspect admitted to shooting Alexis, who he shares a child with, at least 2 times.
We believe him to have committed this homicide and tried to conceal it, and as you heard, confessing to it for whatever the reasons may be. In my opinion, as the chief of police in 35 years in his job, there is no justification for your homicide of this person in this house. Simple as that.
Now, the suspect did waive his right to a bond hearing, meaning he will remain in jail for now. And according to prosecutors, he is being represented by private counsel. However, looking at court documents online, it appears that their names have not been published yet.
In Northern Virginia, we have new details about a brutal beating. Police are now looking for the suspect who broke into the home and attacked a woman. Fox 5's Manassas Bonsu has the very latest.
We're told she's expected to physically be okay after what took place late Monday afternoon. Now, Prince William County Police, they say the incident happens right here in this complex. This is the Point at Manassas Apartments, but neighbors that we were able to speak to off camera say the assault actually took place right behind me in the building on the bottom floor. Now, officers got a call just after 4:30 about a domestic dispute. When they arrived to the complex, the victim, a 35-year-old woman, told police that a man forced himself through her door and started a verbal altercation that turned violent. The woman describes the suspect, who police have identified as 33-year-old Cameron Alexandra Neal, as an acquaintance. Investigators say Neal allegedly hit her several times. The victim was able to run away, but he followed her into another room in the apartment where he continued to assault her before strangling her.
At one point took an electrical cord and put it around her neck, which caused her to temporarily lose consciousness before the parties separated. Thankfully, someone else was able to contact the police, and they, once the accused knew that the police were coming, then he left the area.
So right now the search is on for Neal, who police say is from the Culpeper area. They say someone out there knows him and they want to be able to bring him in before he does this again. Again, they said their attempts to locate him have been unsuccessful, so they are relying on the community and asking people to speak up.
Back to Prince George's County now. A family is in mourning after a mother and her baby girl were found dead inside their D.C. apartment. Police are calling this case a death investigation. Fox 5's Bob Barnard shares more.
We are outside the Connecticut Avenue apartment house. That's it behind me here, where mother and child were found dead on Saturday. We're just south of the Chevy Chase Circle. I want to show you a photo. This is Ebony Washington and her baby, Kemi. Kemi was 1-year-old, almost 2. Ebony, 39 years old when they died. They were found in their 4th floor apartment here Saturday afternoon after the baby's paternal grandmother, who lives in Maryland, called police to perform a welfare check. They hadn't seen Ebony or Kemi for a few weeks. Still no official word of the cause of deaths, but we're told foul play is not suspected. There was no trauma to the bodies. Kemi's father and grandmother believe Ebony died, the mother died, perhaps of natural causes, and then Kemi, unable to care for herself, later died as well.
When I was there on Saturday, the way that the police officers jumped back and moved out of the space made me think something bad happened. But we don't know what happened.
I'm feeling, brother. I'm just feeling right now. I'm in and out. I'm trying to stay sane. Talking to my therapist, just trying to stay regular for right now. But it's something that you don't plan death, but not this early.
She was just starting to walk really well. And she really liked to explore her environment enthusiastically.
She liked to sing. I don't know where it come from. She grabbed a microphone. She liked to be entertained. She loved her mother and her dad. She's just a good kid.
Now, Ebony Washington's family has created a GoFundMe page to help with funeral and burial expenses. Again, D.C. police are calling this simply a death investigation, waiting for autopsy results. The family waiting as well. Daniel Skinner and Kanetta Johnson say they tried on several occasions since Christmas to make contact with Ebony and Kemi here at the apartment building to no avail. We have reached out to the D.C. Office of the Medical Examiner. When we find out a cause and manner in death, we'll be sure to pass it along to you.
A Virginia sex offender under arrest accused of indecent exposure incidents at sports facilities and schools in Arlington County. Fox 5's Shamari Stone has this report.
58-year-old Richard Cox, who according to court documents identifies as a woman, is in jail without bond. Arlington County police arrested Cox last year for allegedly exposing themselves in the presence of an adult and two children at the Barcroft Sports and Fitness Center. Police say Richard Cox, shown in this arrest photo, is a registered sex offender, and after the arrest, they continue to investigate, saying it brought them here to Washington Liberty High School, the school that has a pool that is also open to the public. Children and adults swim here, use locker rooms, and Arlington Public Schools manages the facility. Police say last October, Richard Cox, who identifies as a woman, used the woman's locker room. Detectives say a victim reported seeing Cox expose genitals. Cox faces several charges, including indecent exposure, loitering near a school, and being a sex offender on school property. Tonight, we exclusively spoke to two women who say they've seen Richard Cox in the women's locker room.
He was coming out of the women's locker room when I was going into the women's locker room, and I remember looking at him saying, "Why is there a guy coming out of the women's locker room?" We were told that they're allowed to use the locker room if they're transgender, and that sometimes homeless are allowed to take showers.
Are you surprised that the suspect is accused of showing his genitals and he identifies, according to court documents, as a woman?
Yeah, I didn't think any of that was legit, to be honest. He just looked like a dude who'd walked into the women's locker room, and I'm
Looked like a man?
Yeah. I was like, I wasn't comfy.
This person was clearly a man abusing the rules and refused to use the family locker room. Instead, sat in our locker room naked and watched us getting dressed and undressed.
You're now looking at a picture of Washington Liberty High School, which is located near the pool. Arlington Public School Superintendent sent a letter home saying, in part, the incidents did not occur during school hours. The school and pool entrances are separate, and that Arlington Public Schools banned Cox when they found out that he was a registered sex offender. Meanwhile, again, Richard Cox remains in jail, and police want to hear from you. If you have any information about Richard Cox, give them a call. Now, you can read the school superintendent's full letter that was sent out on our website, fox5dc.com, or on the Fox local app for smart TVs and smartphones. In Arlington, Virginia, I'm Shamari Stone. Back to you.
In Maryland, a school fight led to a stabbing and sent a teen to the hospital. This happened at Meade High School. Authorities are still working to identify the suspect or suspects involved. Fox 5's Lili Zhang has the details.
Anne Arundel authorities did confirm that the victim is a student here at Meade High School. They also add that it is likely that the other person or possibly other people involved are also members of this school community.
My daughter doesn't like to come to school because of all the shootings that's been happening, and now this happens and she's even more scared.
Kind of nervous, but I mean, it's been situations like this before.
These are just some of the parents waiting to pick up their children from Meade High School this afternoon. It was on lockdown after a 17-year-old student was reportedly stabbed during a fight. According to the Anne Arundel superintendent, this happened after a class change, just a little after 10 o'clock. He says the school immediately went on lockdown after it was reported, and this was to avoid unnecessary movement within the school so that the police could respond. Now, this is the same school district that introduced an initiative 2 years ago inviting the public to volunteer at the schools. The idea was to have more involvement from the community. The superintendent could not confirm if any volunteers were present at this school today, but he did say the initiative is ongoing.
In order to curtail violence, adult presence can really change things. And when we say to people that we launched #BePresent 2 years ago, which was during my first year here as superintendent, we recognize that schools can't do it alone.
Now, the police do add that they believe this was an isolated incident. While the school was dismissed on time today, we are told that all after-school activities were canceled. As for this student, this victim, he was taken to shock trauma.
Well, that does it for this week's Crime in the DMV. Make sure you tune in next week to stay ahead with Fox 5 right here on Fox Local as we continue to bring you the latest updates.